Welcome to SasView tutorial on P of R inversion. Per distance distribution in function is calculated using Moore formula from 1980, and SasView is been defined as a perspective, so we can first load the data. Let's take the data for the sphere with the radius of 80, and then we can send it to perspective. So in the main option screen, we can see what is the file name, how many number of the terms are used for the calculation of the P of R, that it's then back transformed to I of Q. And we have some suggested values which are based on the value of the distance and Q values, which Q range values, which are available from the options tab. But let's get back to the parameters tab. So we have we can change this maximum distance, which is the distance between maximum distance between any 2 points in the system, and since we know that this is the sphere of the radius of 80, then we could assume that the maximum distance will be 160, and we can use the values that are suggested for this distance, and then we can click on calculate in order to calculate the P of R. So what we can see here is the fit to the data, is the P of R distribution, as well with the errors at the given value, and the fit to the back transformed I of Q with experimental data. The other functionality that we can see here is the explore button, which allows us to explore the maximum dimension, like in order to find what is the optimal value in the context of the different features of merit. So we can choose between the one positive fraction, which is the fraction of integral of the absolute value of P of R that is positive, at least one standard deviation above 0. We have chi-square divided by the degrees of freedom, I of Q at Q equals 0, radius of gyration, oscillation parameter, which is the integral of the derivative of the P of R over P, background, and positive fraction, which is the fraction of the integral of absolute value of P of R that is positive. So we can choose some of this. We can play with it, as we can see. At least at this plot, 160 gives the maximum for the I of Q, and also the similar values as I just explained are returned for the RG output parameters. I briefly mentioned already the options tab. Here we have a few values to check in, so we can choose between the background level, which is the either automatically calculated by the software by adding a constant value to I of Q, or we can manually input our background level. We can also manipulate the maximum and minimum Q range. These values comes directly from the data, but we can change it, and we can also introduce some values to the slit parameters.